Hey everyone, how's it going? Let me know in the chat. I am in Germany. I've got a little bit of jet lag going on, missing Maui, but also happy to be back in Europe. I am getting ready for the masterclass in Denmark. If you're in that masterclass, watch out for some emails. I'm going to send you some emails coming up. So if you're in the Windsurfing Masterclass Denmark, watch out. I think also it seems like there might be a spot that opened up tentatively. So if you're interested, let me know. I'm really looking forward to it. Denmark is one of my favorite places for coaching and windsurfing in general. It is beautiful. This footage that we're watching now is from one of my last sessions on Maui. I had a lot of fun this little trip to Maui. It was so surprisingly fun. I forgot how fun Maui is in the summer. And I did a lot of jumping, a lot of high wind, wave riding. It wasn't great for down the line wave riding. I mean, not that bad either looking at this video, but it was really fun for jumping. Oh, my foot fell out there. It was really fun for jumping. And yeah, I had a great time. We got some of the regulars in the chat. Greg has been practicing his shove-its. He's in the shove-it course. If you want to learn shove-its, go to my.windsurfingmasterclass.com. And yeah, Greg, shove-its and backside wave riding, they're both very similar. And so improving one will improve the other. We got Axel and Suna as well. Suna is in Tenerife. Awesome. It's windy. That's great. Tenerife is one of the go-to spots in Europe for a reason. Jorg as well, just was in Klitmüller. Nice. Fun, fun, fun. All right, we're going to jump into the Facebook coaching. One quick little rewind here on the video. There's a tail grab jump. This is a great exercise to do. Stay hooked in, grab the tail, and it trains your coordination, trains your sail and board control in the air. Tail grab jumps are a wonderful exercise. There's something I recommend before you learn the forward loop. If you're interested in learning forwards, I recommend doing those exercises. If you want to improve your tacks, fast tacks like this are very important for wave riding. This is a cool angle because you can see how much the sail moves over the center line of the board. That's one of the secrets in the fast tack course on windsurfingmasterclass.com. And yeah, we got Max in the chat trying to get on his new board this week. I was also working on cheese rolls. So cheese rolls are a move that I find very fun. And I saw some video from Balls Miller doing some really cool cheese rolls. And I thought, oh, maybe I can improve my cheese rolls by trying to copy some of what he's doing. And so I noticed that he's really bringing his front hand across his chest. And so I tried to do that. I wonder if I can freeze it here at that moment. So going off the ramp and then really bringing that front hand, you can't really see, the sail hides it, but really bringing that hand into the chest. And yeah, it helps. It helps. All right, we got Rocky as well in the chat. Hello, Rocky. And all right, I'm going to load up the Facebook group. We got Caro. Hello. Hello, Hamburg. I'm also in Hamburg. And yeah, Caro, are you going to go up to Denmark next week? It looks like it's going to be windy this coming week. All right, I'm going to load up the Facebook group. We got Matt in the chat. How was it? If you are joining us and you have not commented in the chat, say hello. We want to know who's there. We want to know if you're windsurfing. What's been going on? It was so windy these days, and it was so fun to be jumping at Hokipa. Often in the fall and spring when I'm there, the waves are bigger, the wind is a lot gustier, All right, we got Sebastian in the chat from Munich. Yo, yo, yo. What do you guys say? Gross Gott? Carl is driving up Tuesday, but we'll be back Friday. Am I going to come up? Maybe. Let's see. Let's see how the week goes. I might see you up there. All right, I'm going to load up the Facebook group. You guys know the drill. If you have a windsurfing related question or any other question, comment, concern, put it in the chat. We'll talk about it. And yeah, just dive through this stuff. If you have any questions about this Maui footage, also let me know. One thing I want to bring up before we get into the Facebook group. People often talk about jumping and improving their jumping, and they talk about the going off of the ramp. But one of the most important things for improving your jumping is improving your sailing straight as you're going out. So one is the speed, and two is the stability. You really want to make sure the board is sitting flat and stable on the water, and then you can push off of it. So a lot of times I'll see footage sent and someone wants to get better at the jumping, and they're going out to the ramp and the board is moving around like this. That's not good, no bueno. So if we watch this again, you look at how, all right, not this one, not the forward loop, but this, how flat the board is to the water, how focused on speed I am, like a slalom sailor going out through the chop, but still trying to keep the board stable. And that is a shove it. If you want to learn shove it's, the course is on the masterclass website. And for all the windsurfing masterclass courses, there are going to be regular live sections or semi-regular live sessions. So this is a good time to join if it is something that you're interested in learning. All right, let's get the Facebook group up there. One more thing. I know I keep delaying it. One more thing. Something I've been working on as well with my forwards is trying to get acceleration coming out of that first half. So getting some extra acceleration in the second part of the forward. One, it just feels good, and two, is it helps with the doubles. So coming out, oh, we got Tomek, aloha. All right, let's get the Facebook group loaded up. It's coming. All right, Facebook group is up. Interrupt me with any questions. You guys know how it works. All right. So first up, we've got a post from Ragnar. Ragnar's been in Posa working on his forward loops. He had some coaching from Pons. It was nuclear 40 plus knot winds in the gusts, and he was on a 3-3. Woo! And he managed to turn downwind, but the wind then just tears the sail out of his hands. Yeah, this is good, Ragnar. This is good. I like this exercise. This is a good exercise. I'm not sure exactly Pons's method, but I think it's similar to the method that I use now, most people use. I mean, we all have some differences, but a lot of the methods are some variation on the kind of goose grew style for loop training. This is great. This is good. I've got a few other exercises that are my own that I add in there now. Kind of Frankenstein of methods. We got Ragnar in the chat. He's 4 kilograms lighter. Awesome. Yeah, Pozo can do that too. Pozo can do that too. This is great progress. I like this. Ragnar's asking, in high winds, do you sheet out more? Yeah, in high winds, you can both sheet out more and go more downwind when you're learning. I know some people say to go upwind, but it really is a lot easier if you're going way downwind and really sheeting out when you're doing these exercises. And that will help you get the right rotation because you want to do a sideways rotation. Looks like, is this the same post twice? Yeah, this is the same one twice. So I'm going to delete one of these. 35 minutes ago, 11 minutes ago. Ragnar, if it's cool with you, these are duplicates. I'm going to delete the more recent one. Just because it's a duplicate. But I love it. I love it. This is great. These exercises are great. All right, we got some questions. So, how to do a bottom turn? Well, Maurice, good question. Do you have any video or photos? Where do you normally windsurf? What do you guys think? What is your advice for how do you do a bottom turn? Very general question. I would love to hear what you guys think. Yeah, Rocky says respect to Ragnar for trying the loop in such strong winds. Totally agreed. 40 knots is nothing to turn your nose up at. Matt asks, how much of windsurfing is mental compared to physical? This is a very interesting question. What does it mean, mental compared to physical? And I think that there's different answers depending on how you define those. And then also if we're talking about wave sailing versus other things. So windsurfing is a lot about skill. So it's a lot about skill in the same way that gymnastics or like trampoline work is about skill. So it's a lot about body awareness, and you have to have a certain strength and physical training, but it's also a lot about knowing how to control your body and how to control the rig and the sail. So I think it's really similar to like trampoline or diving, springboard diving into a pool where you're doing somersaults and spins and stuff. And so it's a lot about skill. It's a lot about skill, which is physical, but it's not physical in the way that it's like you're training to, you know, run a certain speed or bench press a certain weight. Even though those also have skill elements to them, uh, windsurfing though is a lot about the skill. The mental side is also very important, especially in the wave. So having an understanding of how waves work and what you're trying to do when you ride the wave is huge. And so if you have that understanding, even without the skill, you can do a pretty good job. And if you have a lot of skill, but don't have that understanding, you're going to struggle. So that's why I always talk about the fundamentals. So really good question. Max says, how many boards can you fit in the garage? And my favorite answer here is always one more. I love it. Awesome. All right, what do we say in the chat? So Carol says, windsurfing is exhausting also on a mental level, especially in big waves. And I find it also in strong winds. There was a year where I was sailing with a heart rate monitor, and when I was on a 4.2 or smaller, I had to do a lot more work. It was really interesting because I didn't feel like I was doing that much more work, but my body was. My heart rate was way higher on the 4.2 and smaller days compared to the 4.750 days. All right, we got a video from Hartmut, who has been sailing in Arroyo Laguna. I love Arroyo Laguna. This is one of my favorite spots in the world. It's so fun. It's beautiful. You're in the middle of California. Really, really fun. So Hartmut is learning how to catch waves, and he gets in the super sheeted in position in the bottom turn because he's desperate for power. Should he open the sail instead of sheeting out? Generally, yes. Actually, sheeting out is an important part of the bottom turn. Conditions are side off. Let's watch the video and see. Let's watch the video and see. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay, what's going on here? Boom. That doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad at all. Let's watch a little bit more. Royal Laguna is really fun. Coming in close to the beach, lots of waves. What I love to do, not many people do, is to sail the downwind wave. Really fun. This doesn't look bad. In your description, Hartmut, you made it sound like you were really struggling. This doesn't Looks so bad. You're getting in lots of turns down the line, off the lip, boom, crashing. Crashing is also important. I think we talked about this last time. You want to measure your success not on how many times you don't fall, but how many times you go for it in a session. Whoa, that's a wild sheet in. What is going on here? Is that a cutback or bottom turn? Okay, this is some kind of bottom turn. Yeah, we don't want to be doing this. Whatever's going on here, we don't want to be doing. The other stuff looked fine. This, I mean, it's really hard for me from this angle to see exactly what's going on because it does seem like somehow you're making it work. And maybe this is some crazy position and you're making it work, but in general, you really don't want to be pushing your hips forward. In fact, you want to be pushing your hips back. So you're sticking your butt out and your nose forward. So you're sticking your butt back and your nose forward and sheeting out with this backhand. And that's going to get your body over and on the rail. You're still managing somehow to get your body over the center line of the board. So oftentimes when people are in this position, they're not over the center line at all. They're just balanced. And that's not a position we want to be in for wave riding because then you're not going to carve the toe side rail. Somehow you are getting it over. So you're really contorting yourself to get over the center line of the board. It's a lot easier if instead you have much less ankle flex, much more knee bend, much more hip bend. So now you have the opposite of hip bend. You're like arching your back. You want to do the opposite. You want to be hinging forward with the hips, getting that nose to the water, pushing the sail away with both hands. So good pushing it away with the front hand. You can also push it away with the backhand, and that'll allow you to do a much tighter, more controlled carving turn. Uh, I'm really interested, Art, but seeing your windsurfing from another angle. If you have a friend who can film you with a phone from the beach, I think that would be really interesting to see. That's cool. It's like a one-handed carving 360 coming in. That's really cool. Anyway, uh, looks solid. There's a lot of solid stuff going on. In the bottom turns, I would focus on sticking your butt back, hinging at the hips, trying to touch your nose to the water, and opening the sail up. Um, yeah, but cool. All right, we got a post from Moritz. Moritz has been trying new things. Moritz prefers in Gran Canaria. He's going for some clue first wave riding. Nice and snappy. Look at that. Beautiful duck jibe bottom turn, coming up vertical, throws the tail, flips the sail back, goes on to keep wave riding. Moritz is, in my opinion, very underrated. He's one of the best wave riders in the sport on a windsurfer. And I love watching him ride waves. Very cool, very fun. Clue first wave riding is something I recommend for everyone. You don't have to be Moritz Mauk to do clue first wave riding. You don't have to flip it under the clue. If you can duck jibe, then do this kind of sail flip. If you can't duck jibe, just flip the sail like a normal jibe in the middle of your bottom turn. Come up clue first, and you can continue to ride the wave clue first. Riding waves clue first is one of my number one exercises for improving because suddenly you're looking at the wave through a different angle. Your vision is different. There's so much to this exercise. Bensei says, "What's the point?" There's a lot of points. I really recommend trying it. All right, next up, we got T. George saying he just moved about 100 yards. That's like 100 meters from the beach. He's looking for a way to transport his kit. Ragnar has modified this little buggy. This is what he uses, which is awesome. And do we have more examples? We've got one from Brian. This is pretty cool. The big boards too. And here's a bike. Couple bikes. Yeah, cool. I think this thing from Ragnar looks probably the easiest. All right, next up, Mario. Mario's been in Oman. He was doing some private coaching with me. If you don't know, now you know. You can do private Zoom coaching with me. You can sign up on windsurfingmasterclass.com. And a little tip from Mario is that you can put 2 trolleys together to put your board bag on top, and it's very stable. You can travel around the airport like that. And Caro added another method, which is to put 2 trolleys together back to front or front to back, however you want to look at that, or front to front, I guess is what that would be, front to front. So one is backwards. The one in the front is backwards. And this works. The thing is all airport trolleys are different. This is a good system though. And there's a couple other ways you can do it. Let's see if there are more. Here's another one, another method. Yeah, if you're putting 2 trolleys together, there's some cool ways to make it work. This is similar to the one that Mario posted. Yeah, traveling with board bags is always hard. It's good to have some tips. All right, Jim missed the VIP coaching for the TAC course. If you're in the TAC course on the Masterclass platform, you can watch the recorded Zoom in the community section, and I linked to it here. So you can link to it, takes you to the community section. Let's see if I'm all logged in. Yep, so if you're logged in, then you can go to this and you can rewatch it if you want to. You can watch it at double speed, have it on in the background, and then if there's something interesting you think is relevant to your tax, you can check it out. All right, Cedric is in Spain and asking for advice. Our little community here on Facebook is one of the best places to ask for advice about traveling to a windsurfing spot. We have people in the community from all over the world, and they're very friendly, and I'm very impressed with how good you guys are. Whenever someone asks a question like this, he's going to Spain. What should I know? Where should I go? And he's got some good advice, 21 different comments. I'm not an expert for Galicia, so I can't offer any help, but he's got a lot of help, a lot of connections, which is very cool. Jeff is sneaking in a session with his cheating gear. Listen to the live stream while rigging, and it was helpful to do that before the session. Cool. His spot is usually side onshore with good groundswell and very light winds. You can create enough apparent wind to go down the line. Talk about rotating the hips. I was talking about that. Was helpful. Lots of powerful wave rides. Cool. Not much wind. Pretty side shore that day. All right, let's watch some of the video. Make it bigger. Wow, beautiful. That looks like a fun spot. Oregon. This is in Oregon. Oregon is one of the most fun places to windsurf. You've got the coast, which offers down the line wave riding, jumping, lots of different spots, lots of beautiful beaches. I mean, just look at these big sand beaches with the big mountains in the background. And then you can go inland as well to the gorge, which is river surfing, high wind, swells, jumping, all of that. Awesome. All right. Here's a post I did. If you want extra coaching, you can sign up for the one-on-one coaching here, or you can support the community with this link, the donation. All right. So something I'm doing now after every one of these live streams is I post the video in the Facebook group, and I want to hear what your takeaways are. So look, no one's commented from last week because they're not used to me doing this. This is a new thing that I just started doing. But if you're in the Facebook group and you listen to the live stream and there's something that stood out for you, post a little comment here. And I think you'll find it helpful for you to think about and also helpful for other people. You might find it surprising how helpful it is for you after the live stream to have to think about, what am I taking away from this? What is something that I learned? What is something that I'm going to try on or off the water? What is something actionable or something to ponder? I think coming up with a takeaway or multiple takeaways for any kind of learning experience, whether it's windsurfing related or otherwise, really helps them stick in your brain and make sure that you do them. So it's all well and good to listen to the live stream, live coaching, but you can get more out of it by afterwards thinking about at least one takeaway, something you're going to take away. And I encourage you to share that in the group. So as soon as we get off this live stream here, I'm going to post the link to the YouTube recording. And if you want, put your put your comment down below what your takeaway is. And like that, on that note, we're actually all caught up. And so I'm going to sign off. In the next minute, I'm going to post a link in the Facebook group to the YouTube. So if you have a takeaway from this live coaching, post it in the comment on that post. If you have a takeaway from last week, do so there. And I hope you have a good windy week. I'm probably maybe going to be up in Denmark this week. So if you're there as well, let me know. Maybe we'll see each other on the water. Otherwise, wherever you are, I hope you have a good session. And I'll see you next week, Sunday. Bye bye.